Alright guys, so today I want to tell you about a truly wireless earbud that actually kind of surprised me. The pair we're going to check out are the Hypersonic True Wireless Earbuds from Linear Flux. Now the first thing is these do retail at $80 and they caught my attention not only because the packaging has some very 80s vibe going on, but the engineers that are responsible for these are also engineers that were responsible for the Beats by Dre when they were with Monster. So the fact that these were $80 was already intriguing considering how expensive the Beats by Dre were. But let's go ahead and check out some of the features and what it is you get inside the box. Now these do use Bluetooth 5.0, but they don't have aptX or AAC playback, but what they do have is they actually tune the sound engine on these to bring out more out of your music streaming services. So basically if you're using Spotify or Amazon Music or anything like that, these are geared towards giving you more out of those services. So that in itself is something I hadn't seen before. Now as far as the IP rating, these are rated at IPX7, so this is a pair that you can go out and do whatever you need to do and not have to worry about. Now as far as what you're getting inside the packaging, you're getting the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, but they've also included 2 sets of wing tips and then 2 sets of what they call comfort shells, which are basically little silicone grips that go around the earbuds. If you don't want to use the wing tips, these just kind of keep them in place. Now I can say that these are one of the most comfortable earbuds that I've used, but also a pair that I never had to worry about falling out. Now as far as the charging cable, I am happy to say that these use a USB-C cable, and the battery life is claimed to get somewhere between 6 to 8 hours on the earbuds individually, and I noticed that I got closer to around 6, and then with the charging case you're looking at getting an additional 20 hours. Now another feature that I do like is these have the fast charge feature where a quick 5-minute charge will get you an hour's worth of use. And the reason I like that is there are times where I just forget to charge the earbuds, so just to know that a 5-minute charge is going to get me an hour is just a nice bonus. And then another thing that I really liked is the case on these is a Qi wireless charging case. So you can come in and just sit these on a wireless charger and they will start charging. And then as far as the case itself, it's a very small compact case, but it feels really rugged. It just doesn't feel like a case you have to worry about. And then around on the back of the case, you can see your USB-C input for charging. And then on the front, you have the single indicator light so that you have a general idea of how much battery life is left on the case. Now, when you open up the lid of the case, again, you see this bright neon green that's just hitting you in the face. And again, that's just fitting the unique look of these. The earbuds themselves are actually pretty tiny. So they do just kind of sit right here in your ear canal. They don't stick out at all. And then the ear fins are doing an excellent job of keeping them in place. Now, the one thing I do want to point out is these do use button controls and they control everything but the volume. Now, I would have liked to have seen volume control because I don't like summonsing my smart assistant or pulling out my phone to control volume. But one complaint I do have is the button control actually just at times feel like you're jamming these into your ear if you're just angled the wrong way. And the reason for that is the earbuds are tiny, so they're already just kind of sitting far in your ear canal. And if you're pressing it just at the wrong angle, you're going to be jamming these into your ear. So at times that can be uncomfortable. Now, as far as you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And then the microphones on here I feel are doing a pretty decent job. I don't think anybody's gonna have a whole lot of complaints when it comes to phone calls, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the Hypersonic True Wireless Earbuds. Again, I think it's doing an okay job as far as picking up my voice, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played in the background where you would get an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. The sound on these are fantastic. Now, I don't know if it's because I listen to Spotify mainly, and like I said earlier, these are geared towards bringing out more out of music streaming services, but they do have somewhat of a 3D sound effect. I always felt like I can tell where everything was. I felt like there was distance and everything, but what I didn't expect was these to be as detailed as they were. I was expecting a bass heavy sound. I don't know if I was just judging that by the packaging or the fact that these look like they're geared towards working out. And I always notice that most workout type earbuds have a very boomy dynamic sound. Now these do have a dynamic sound, but it is definitely geared towards the cleanliness and clearness of the treble and the mids, because the mids have a very nice forward sound to them. Vocalists have a lot of detail in their voice. You can definitely tell that they're right here in front of you. The treble has a very nice brightness to it without being too harsh. Again, there's just so much focus on the detail that you're just able to hear a lot of little things that get buried in a lot of other earbuds. But I do want to say, if you're a bass head, you probably are going to feel like these are lacking. It doesn't have that low rumble. It doesn't give you that subwoofer effect. The bass just kind of hits and continues to just move on. It's not trying to sit around and just leave that rumbling effect. It's already just keeping up with everything else, which makes these one of the most detailed earbuds that I've heard. And again, that's just not something I was expecting. Now, as far as the sound stage and the sound imaging, you just have no issue being able to pick apart details in instruments or feeling the depth of instruments. And these kind of sound like you're in a larger room because of the 3D sound effect. So overall, this is a very pleasing earbud to listen to. So now let's talk about the cons. One of the biggest cons are the button controls, just simply because it's uncomfortable at times when you're trying to change the tracks. I also don't like the fact that these do not have volume control. And then my only other complaint is more for the consumer side, is I think to be more pleasing to most people, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more boost in the bass. But guys, that is my review on the Hypersonic True Wireless Earbuds from Linear Flux. I think this is a great pair to pick up for $80. I think it has very nice features, but it has some of the cleanest sound that I've heard. But guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.